Hello, my name is Joseph Alai. Welcome to my channel. And today I'd like to talk about revision. So revision is an extremely powerful tool that you can use in order to modify the past as if things unfolded in a different manner than they really had, or that you perceive them to have really had. This topic and this tool really stretches the mind to think about how this universe and our experience really works. Because if we are able to successfully prove that we can revise the past, then it's proof to us that everything really does exist now, like quantum physics talks about and how it says in the Bible and all these other theories. So revision is, simply put, to go back into the past and modify it in some way. And when you do that, a bridge of incidents will unfold that makes your imagination true, so it manifests it into reality. Another concept comes up when you begin to test out these things and prove to yourself that they actually work, and that is that all things exist in truth in your imagination, in your mind, not in this physical reality. Because if something is alive in you, it will continue to replicate. And so watch when you change these things, how those then manifest to become true, and the old concept is removed. So again, this is also proof that all things exist in the mind, and that, as Neville says, although it appears without, it is within. So I want to take you, first I'll give you an example on revision, and then I will explain to you how to do it yourself. So I have a client whom I spoke to recently, and she explained to me how she had chronic, incurable back pain, and there was something wrong. I forget what happened, an injury, and she was in chronic back pain for a long time. She had gone to every doctor that she could imagine, that you can imagine, and there was no solution to this problem. But yet, when she heard about revision, she decided to give it an attempt on this problem. So what she did was she went back in her imagination to the point where she had injured her back, and she modified that scene in her imagination, and she replayed it until it felt solidly real, in first-person point of view, acting from that scene. So the thing which caused the injury, she modified it so that the injury never unfolded, never occurred. And so this is the basis of revision. And after years and years of chronic pain, after revising that situation, that event, her chronic back pain vanished. It just vanished. It wasn't a pill, it wasn't a doctor, it was nothing of that sort. It was simply going back in time in her imagination and constructing a scene which implied that that injury never occurred in the first place, and that manifestation unfolded, and it proved itself to her. So the way in general that it works is that whatever is inside of our imagination, whatever is alive in us, our beliefs, our assumptions, our inner conversations, our fears, our memories, right? Memories is what we're talking about here. But all of these things are constantly recreating themselves in this world. And so what we must do then is go back in time and construct a scene that would imply that something unfolded differently. Now, this is not reframing an event, meaning some people ask about, well, should I just perceive it as if it was a good thing and reframe the outcome as if, like, oh, I realized, even though something appeared terrible, I reframe it so that it was actually a positive thing? This is a different technique altogether. What I'm talking about here is literally going back to the scene itself and altering it to fit what you desired to have happen, and then that will happen. And so it's the same exact technique as imagining for something to unfold in the future. And what happens is we construct, first of all, we decide what is the problem itself. So, for instance, if it was chronic back pain, we would then say, okay, that's the problem. So what's the solution? Now, there's multiple solutions. You can either go into the future and create a scene where you are claiming how you feel better and you have no back pain or whatever, and then enter into that scene in your imagination in first person point of view, and then feel all the sensory vividness of reality, and then watch that unfold. But the thing also that's important to understand is if we still have a very vivid memory of this tragic or whatever event that unfolded, then revision is the perfect tool for you. Because with this woman, she had tried all those things in the future, and she hadn't, it wasn't unfolding, but she constructed a scene that implied that she was not injured, so something that completely removed that from her history. Something completely removed that from her history. And then she had shut off her senses before bed, and she had populated her mind with the desired outcome instead, which was an altered scene. And she made it solidly real in her imagination. And she felt as if she was really there, acting out this thing. She did that over and over and over, and until she fell asleep, and she did it for multiple days in a row, until this event miraculously unfolded where she was just, the chronic pain went away. So for those of you who have tragic events or things that you wish did not happen, or things you wish did happen, right? That's a better way to look at it, is the way that things were supposed to have happened. You can then go into your imagination and modify that scene and play it in first person the way that you wanted it to go. And then that must be made true by a bridge of incidents unfolding and manifesting it into this world. So I have used revision to repair relationships, to make work a better place, to heal injuries myself. And it's very, very simple. We just need to pinpoint what it is that we want to do. I've also used it to get money by imagining in the past that I had invested in something, and then in the present reality, what ended up happening was, a bridge of incidents unfolded, and I ended up getting a raise at my job that would have accounted for that money that would have that I would have received had I actually made those investments in real life. So the point here is that we impress something upon the subconscious mind that we wish had happened. So whether it be we're actually modifying an event, an argument with someone, someone really hurt you, or you hurt yourself, or you lost, or you received a letter that you did not want to receive. What we then do is, or you wanted to receive a letter that you didn't receive, right? You go, another example is I know someone who had done terrible on the bar exam. Terrible. But for the next few days, she imagined that she had done perfectly on the exam. And then when she got her results back, it said she got almost a perfect score, which to her, she literally guessed and knew she did a horrible job. So we can inject scenes into the past, which is another subset of revision, or we can alter events to make them appear as we wanted them to appear. The trick here, sometimes, if it's hard for us to completely imagine something separate, then we can modify it little by little. So I had a client I was talking to yesterday, and someone had just completely, her specific person, a while ago, had completely abandoned her, left, and cheated on her. So for her, it was difficult to completely see something different entirely, so instead she modified it very slightly to say that they had decided beforehand that they were going to see other people. And so it's easier for her. And then as the time goes on, you can modify it more and more and more and more until it is in the complete opposite direction, 180 degrees. And you are able to successfully imagine and feel what you want to experience in this world. So just to be clear, I'll give you exactly how to do it. We figure out what we want, or what we wanted to have happened. No matter if it didn't happen at all, if we just want to inject a scene into the past, doesn't matter. We figure out what it is that we want, and then we construct a scene, right? I normally outline this on a piece of paper, just so I know exactly what it is that I want, so I don't have to wonder when I'm imagining. So I outline exactly what it is that I want to have happened, and then I shut off the senses, right? This is the best case scenario. We shut off the senses completely. We relax. We get in the present moment. Whatever it takes for you to do that, to stop thinking about the future and the past and all this stuff. We just want to be completely present in this reality. And then we populate the scene into our imagination, okay? Now, I just want to make a very important point. The idea is to construct the scene as if the outcome had already unfolded. So it's after the end result. So it's if everything had already gone your way. You bring that into your imagination, and I would recommend doing a short scene, something that you can easily remember, so that you're not wandering around in your mind when you're starting to get in this relaxed, sleepy state. You bring that scene into your imagination, you play it over and over, first person point of view, right? Because the subconscious mind will replicate in exactness what we impress upon it, which is the imagination at this point. We play it over and over, adding all the sensory vividness of reality. And if we can do this to the point where we actually feel like we were there, what did it feel like? Sensory, what did you see? What did you taste, touch, hear? Who are you with? The emotions associated with it. When we get this as lifelike as possible, we can drop it at that point. We can drop it. We can let it go. As a seed, we drop it in the ground, and then we carry on our way. Or if you can fall asleep while doing this, that's even better. And that's how to revise. So use this on everything. Any event that has ever disturbed you. Any resentment that you have, anything that you've done wrong that causes feelings of guilt, go back into your imagination, fix it, and then watch how the events will unfold, right? They must be proven true, what you have in your imagination, because all things exist within. So whatever it is that you imagine, a bridge of incidents will unfold, whether it's immediately after, tomorrow, a month, a year, there's no telling when, but a bridge of incidents will, and by the way, it usually happens pretty quickly, but a bridge of incidents will unfold and lead you to the end. So anyway, I hope this was helpful to you. I hope this clarifies revision for you. Use it for anything that you want. Make your life having been the best life that you could have possibly lived, and watch the miraculous events that they unfold, how they unfold. So if you like this, please scroll down, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, go to the website, sovereignmind.com, and stay tuned for more. Thank you for watching.